Okay, cool. We are live, so I'm going to share screen. I want to get straight into the training. Okay, this was covered at the Super Saturday, and this is, like I said, so many people. This is an accumulation of lots of different trainings. There's so many different snippets in here as well. As you go through this, you're going to see how to get a customer, how to get referrals, how to get testimonials, how to look after customers, how to deal with a price objection. Everything you need to know how to build a phenomenal customer base is in this presentation. So if you haven't seen it before, you're in for a treat. If you have, like I said, it's a great confirmation of learning. Okay, so the question we asked at the Northern event is pick your 100. If you could have 100 of anything, what would it be? Would you have 100 customers or 100 reps? And it was interesting to see the response of people. And sometimes people initially think 100 reps. And that's fine, there's no right and wrong, but I just want you to think about this. And reps generally come and, the idea is for them to make money. And if they don't make money, then quite often they can leave the business. But if you get a customer who gets results with the products, they fall in love with the products, they become loyal to the products. So if you could build a customer base of 100 people, I would suggest that would stay around a lot longer than 100 reps. And that's a voice of experience as well. You wouldn't not want 100 reps, but I'm saying if you had a choice, for me, if you want a residual income, then you want to focus on working towards 100 customers. So again, there's no right and wrong. I'm just giving you my experience with that. Okay, as you know, the real focus on these trainings was as the new team lead coming in. For those who do the activity, for those who go and get new reps, for those who go and get new customers, you can be paid a lot more upfront, and that was the idea. But remember this is really important to remember, is you're only going to be paid for done. You don't get paid for theory, you don't get paid for stuff that you've done in the past, you get paid this team lead bonus for what you do right now. So that's what it's for, the people who are doing the activity. So what we're teaching you today is to go and do more activity, get more results. If you do that, you're going to be paid more. This was great, kind of stole this slide, if you like, and it was from the Southern event from the month before, and it was Dee Staines. She's a phenomenal lady, been around the industry for many, many years. And what I see from this slide is she kind of put, the value of customers. So she talked about certain people, and then basically, actually, rather than the initial payment that you're looking at, if you look after people and they stay, and then there's also a residual element. So if you keep a customer for a period of time, what that actually amounted to in monetary terms. And of course, some of them customers then, because of the love of the products, making money makes sense. So then they start to then be interested in the business, they stay in the business, and a customer, who's enrolled as a preferred customer at first, can turn into a rep, and, them figures can be even greater than that. So she talked about some of the people she knew, some were referrals, which we're going to talk about later on, and just look at the value of a customer. Now, not just if you get a customer and don't look after them, you're not going to get that money, but only if you get a customer and keep a customer, and that's what today's training is all about. So I just thought that was a great slide to really drive it home before we get into it, the potential value of these customers. And monetary value aside, what about the value that these people are feeling from our phenomenal products? That's important as well. So this is a win-win. When you really start to understand the power of our products and it has an effect on you every single day, then you don't see this as just money. You see this as a responsibility, going out there and helping people to live a healthier life. So what I want you guys to do, and I think the penny's starting to drop here, but what we're seeing before is people just getting customers, dumping them in groups, getting one-off customers, putting them through the shopping cart. And it was basically, they was then having to go and find more customers every single week. And I just wanted people to stop, think about it for a second, because it was like a leaky bucket syndrome. The time, the effort, and the money in some cases, the energy that you're putting in to get customers, and then you're losing customers if you weren't looking after them. So that's just the leaky bucket. You're pouring it in, but as quick as you're pouring it in, it's falling out. And what you want to do is get to a point where you get a customer an auto ship. So it ships every single month, whether you're there or not, and then commissions are paid to you. So just think about that as you're going forward. It's not just getting a customer, it's how can I keep the customer. So I get that, you know, obviously at the beginning, you know, the retail and hooking a customer if you like, but you should only ever give the 30% off to people who are on auto delivery. Never do that. Never lose that leverage. You know, people who are doing that are killing their own business. You know, you sell at the full price, which is retail, and then obviously they want to become a preferred customer. Then you can show them how to get a discount. So it's very important that you do that. If you don't do that, then you've got nowhere to go. So that's really important as well. You want a huge customer base, and you want all your customers on auto delivery. Just think about that. So for me, people saying, okay, James, you know, you told us how to do this, but what about when it gets to the point? What about when it gets to the point when they ask the question, how much is it? And you guys freeze, or you ring someone and say, hey, I don't really know what to say, and you panic. And I just want to give you a framework. Now, listen, you know, you've got a lot more about you than the script. This is just some wording. I can give you the psychology of the wording, but you should be original and you should look to say things your own way. But this is just a little bit of guidance for people who have no idea whatsoever. So if someone said to me, hey, look, you know, let's get to it. How much is it? Don't give too many options because you confuse people. You've got to keep it simple. So I would say something along these lines. Look, I can't do this for everyone, so keep it between me and you. But if you're ready to order right now, I can look after you and give you 30% discount on one of my friends and family slots. I'll also get you an account so you can manage it without needing me. So if you need to cancel or you'd like to try other products, you could do it instantly with no hassle. Now I'm going to break that down and give you the psychology because you may choose slightly different words. Okay, so they've asked how much of it is. Look, I can't do this for everyone, so keep it between me and you. That's almost like whispering in someone's ear saying, look, I value you, I can't do it for everyone. So it's a great little bit of psychology that is saying, look, this isn't for everyone, but I'm doing it because I value you. If you're ready to order right now, so it's scarcity, it's not in a week, but if you're ready to order right now, so you're getting them to move and make a decision, I can look after you and give you 30% discount on one of my friends and family slots. Of course, they then say, oh, wow, he values me as one of his friends. Do you see how clever that is? So it's important to remember that first bit. It's the scarcity. It's you saying that you value them, and remember, everyone wears the badge that says make me feel important. I'll also get you an account so you can manage it without needing me. So you can, or if you'd like to cancel or try a product, you can do it instantly with no hassle. People want simplicity. They don't want hassle. They don't want to feel like they're tied in. So I use that kind of second part just to let them know they've got an account, so they've got responsibility for it. They can manage it without needing you. So if you need to cancel or you'd like to try a product, you can do it instantly, the word instantly, with no hassle. No hassle, because people like simplicity. That's how, when someone asks you how much, you should say, you don't have to go into all the different prices. At the end of that, then I would just say, here's the price. That's it. It really is as simple as that. How to keep it simple. And now you understand the psychology in the text as well. How friends and family can help. So if you're new in the business, even if you're not new in the business, you've got to go back to basics. You know, you've got lots of people out there who don't want to join your business, but they might be able to help you build your business. Some of the things you can do. Okay, have a think about after this. Hopefully you're writing this down. Have you got any close people who have large networks? The business might not be for them. And you can say that to them, look, I know the business isn't for you. However, can you help me with my business? So the first thing is sharing your posts as a start. You know, I would say to these people, look, if you see anything of mine that, you know, you think is good value and you want to share it, it'd be much appreciated. So you don't have to kind of force them into it or make them feel uncomfortable, but you're just letting them know if they do share anything, that it's much appreciated. So that's just a little start, a couple of simple things. Get creative. You know, we might just, I don't know, like the mower challenge or things like that. I've seen some of you guys do some stuff on Facebook, and you can get your friends and family involved. I don't know, a shot a day, a shot with no regrets, whatever you want. And if you get them to do that sort of stuff, even though they don't want to join your business, they might be willing to help you out if you make it interesting for them. You know, testimonial on their page. If you've got friends and family who've been trying some of your products, you know, the least they can do, right, is let people know how amazing these products are. So, you know, I would say to someone, hey, look, you know, obviously you took 2 bottles of mower out of my fridge, you know, to your brother or your sister and say, how are you getting on with it? Yeah, I like it. Well, listen, do a little testimonial. If they do a testimonial on their page tagging you, it's way more powerful than your sales pitch on your page, because they're coming from a place of recommendation and results, rather than, you know, most people who are selling are coming from a place of sales. So just think about that. Another thing is you can go to people and say, hey, look, you know, you was interested in this mower. I know you haven't purchased right now. If they're not ready to purchase it, I can offer you a free bottle of mower if it generates sales. So they could post about it. You could give them an intriguing post for supporting your business. Basically, if you got a certain amount of sales, you might say, I'll give you a bottle of mower. So you can think of ways to incentivize some people to do a post on your behalf. Again, it's up to you to get creative with that. I'm just keep using mower as an example, but whatever products you think is relevant. Now, if they do it for you and it's successful and they see some traction, what's it going to do? It's going to give those guys a little bit of confidence, right? And they say, hey, you know, I can do this business, and it might turn into a team member. So it's important there, not just from what it can generate, but the psychology it might create for the individual. This is a funny slide, but it's true. I want you to think about it. You go into McDonald's and you see the guy there, the spotty teenager who literally hasn't got an ounce of an enthusiasm in him. However, McDonald's have just covered the basics and said, listen, all I want you to say every time someone orders is, would you like fries with that? That's it. He or she doesn't even know the power of that phrase, but how many billions have McDonald's made by upselling just by asking the question? So if a teenager at McDonald's can be programmed to upsell every time someone comes to the till, would you like to go large? Would you like fries with that? And people go, because of the power of suggestion, yeah, I'd like some fries. I'd like to go large with that. Then if they can do that, what's your excuse? Honestly, think about it. The power of upselling, would you like fries with that? Would you like some Rejuvenex with that? You know, they mentioned that they get tired during the day, or they mentioned they get stressed. You know, would you like some calm with that? And I say, oh, what's that? And then you tell them, and they're in the buying mode. The mentality is there, so they might go, yeah, do you know what? You know, that's a good point. I could do with some of that. If you don't ask, you don't get. You've got to create these rituals, these success habits, and duplicate them in your team. The power of upsell. If you don't ask, you don't get. Okay, now you've got a customer. This is the bit where most people fall down. I created a couple of base groups at the beginning, Slender Eyes group, the nutrition group, and it was just kind of to show people, hey, that's what you should be doing. What has happened is people have just got to the point and say, hey, there's a group there. I'm going to get my customer and I'm going to dump them in there. I'm going to hope for the best. And here's what happens. Your customer loves the product, but they don't feel the love, and people don't care how much you know, so they know how much you care. So you have to serve your customer. And look, you can get the first sale. You can do that. You get it with promises and discounts and all that sort of stuff. But what you actually want is the second sale. You want repeat custom. And you're only going to get that by looking after people. And listen to this, right? You only get the second sale by satisfying your customer in such a way that he or she prefers to buy from you rather than anywhere else. Because there's other companies out there, there's other people who have other solutions to problems. So it ain't just about the quality of the products. What service are you offering with that? And I can give you a great analogy. How many times have you been to a nice restaurant and it was great food, but the service was terrible? You'll never go back there again. And that's what your business is like. The nice restaurant is Alex. The great food, Deanna Latson, is given to you with phenomenal products. But if your service is bad, it's going to affect your business. So what service are you providing for your customers? So think about this. This is a Brian Tracy stat. The second sale takes 1/10 of the time and expense to achieve. Therefore, is much easier and much more profitable than the first sale. Because you've had to do all the work for the first sale. Now, basically, all you have to do is maintain that relationship. They see the value in the products. They see the value in you. They'll stay. Just have a think about that now. How often are you in touch with your customers? What are you doing in your customer groups? Have you even got customer groups? Do you even know? Have you even spoke to your customers since you took your money off them? Do you know what I mean? These are the sorts of things that you should create some disciplines in. You could get your diary out, you could get your phone out, you can set some alarms on your phone, you can create customer groups, create little incentive challenges, all sorts of things to get your people, your customers engaged, not just with the product, but with you. And what value can you offer? You know, people love to feel like they're getting extra value. So for every customer, you could go online now, nice and easy. I could go top 10 tips to lose belly fat, PDF, and I guarantee there'd be one on there. Each time I got a weight loss customer, as well as the stuff that I'm going to send them with a Slender Eyes plan, I could give them a say, hey, look, really appreciate your custom. Here's a free ebook. They'd be like, oh, wow, he really values me. What about a postcard? You know, when you say thank you for your custom, what happens with a postcard? It's physical. People don't like to throw them stuff away, and they'll pin it to the fridge or something like that, and they'll remember the little things you do for them. So what value can you do for your customer? How can you make them feel special? If they feel special, they feel appreciated, they love the products, they're going to stay. Something for you guys to ponder. Okay. I hear people all the time saying, right, I'm going to cold call this salon, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they're missing a trick. Before you go cold, I want you to think about this. With the customer base you've got, if you know how to play this, you can get referrals. And again, this is a proven stat. Referrals are 15 times more effective than cold calling. So think about that. Referrals are 15 times more effective than cold calling. So if that's the case and people are cold calling and not doing referrals, then we're definitely missing a trick. So what I want to show you guys in a minute is a system about get referrals, a proven system. So you've got to earn the right for a referral. Again, you can't just get a customer, never speak to them, never look after them, dump them in a customer group, and then 2 months later say, hey, do you know anyone else who'd like to be treated like you? It's not going to work. If you get the customer results, if you connect with them, if you engage with them, then you've earned the right. If you get a referral, then you must report back to source for any referrals given. So, for example, I work with Daniel Tolson and see huge value in him. If he gets any referrals from me, he messages me, say, hey, James, Carl Amory's been in touch, just want to thank you for that referral. And it's just courtesy. He's letting me know that my connection has led to some business for him, and it's appreciated. And you guys have got to get into the habit for that. If you do, not only does it make the individual feel good, but they might say, hey, look, I know someone else actually who wants to lose weight. I know someone else who wants to look younger. So be referable. This is where you've got to analyze. Would you refer you? So this is a 6-step referral formula. If you have no idea how to get to that point to ask for a referral, here's how it's done. So the first thing, it's a simple question. You should be checking in with your customers all the time anyway. And the first question is, hey, look, are you happy with the product service I've provided? Yeah, of course they are. Well, I'm hoping that they are. If you've done your job, the products will be doing their job. And you'll probably find that the answer is yes. Okay, cool. Can I ask what did you like the most? And they'll start to tell you about the benefits. Now, this is where you listen. They're letting you know what they like the most. Okay, cool. Is it fair to say other people who could benefit from the products? Well, yeah, no, Susie, she's putting a bit of weight. And they'll start to talk. And if they don't, you can prompt it a little bit by saying, who are the first couple of people you think would like to get the same benefits? Again, they'll give you some names. You're asking them to think the first couple of people. Would it be okay if I help these guys? If so, what would be the best way to connect with them? Okay, it's important that before you connect with them, the final one, it's probably best that you let them know before I connect with them. Maybe they can create a freeway chat on WhatsApp or Facebook. So it's coming from them rather than you. So, Dave gives John a shout and Dave says, hey, John, like I've lost like 20 pounds with this Slenderize system. This is James who introduced me to it. So, look, I know you was looking for something like that. Why don't you two have a chat or something like that? It's way more powerful because he knows Dave. It's way more powerful because he's seen Dave's results than him introducing you as the authority. That's going to prove a lot more successful for you rather than just inboxing someone who you don't know. So there you go, a proven formula, listen to me, with a word, proven formula how to get referrals. If you want to get referrals, use that formula. Again, the actual wording is up to you. Just take the psychology away from each sentence. Okay, the next thing, the power of testimonials. I see some of you guys on Facebook doing this really well. If you get customers, if you're getting orders, if you're doing that stuff, then you've got to be out there tagging people in this stuff or encouraging them to do the same, especially if they're getting results. So really, videos are most powerful. If you can get a customer who does a video, that's going to be great for your business. I get that not everyone will want to do that, but the message is simple. It's relatable. It's from skeptic to believer. Look, I didn't really know what was in this mower juice, but all I know is that I've been taking it 6 weeks. I've got more energy. I'm sleeping better and all this sort of stuff. So their testimonial is powerful to the other people who are watching it who might be a skeptic because they can relate to that. If they don't want to do a video, just a picture with the product maybe. And obviously they've got some before and afters if it's weight loss and things like that. And you should be doing this. You should be getting testimonials where you can from all your current customers. This should be part of your DMO, checking in with these guys, giving them value, and they will fall over themselves to help you if you do that stuff. Again, you ain't going to get a testimonial if you've never bothered with your customer, because they're just going to be like, well, you've never bothered with me before, and all of a sudden you want something from me. People aren't daft. Okay, here's a little 5-step testimonial formula, a similar sketch check in with them. You shouldn't need to be told to do that. You should be checking in with these guys all the time. Are they enjoying the products? Important question. What do you like best? Same sort of psychology. You're getting them to talk about the benefits. Okay, I've been asked to speak to a couple of my favorite clients about getting a testimonial. Straight away, I thought of you. Would you be able to help me out if I make it really simple for you? Let me give you the psychology. Speaking to a couple of my favorite clients gives them a warm, fuzzy feeling. To get a testimonial, and straight away I thought of you again. They think, oh, I'm one of his favorite clients. Would you be able to help me out if I make it really simple? Key line, if I make it really simple. Because people don't want complex situations. They don't want to do anything that they think might be hard. So they'll say, yeah, what is it? Basically, so it can help others feel the benefits just like you do. You know, can you share your story on social media and tag me in it? And if they're not sure, you know, you say, I've got a script here. No, I'm only joking, you don't say that. You just say, hey, look, if you're not sure, I'll give you a bit of, you know, guidance. You're not putting words in the mouth. You're kind of just helping them to formulate something if they're comfortable with that. And then again, you know, they say, hey, look, you know, James, just want to say, I didn't really believe it, but, you know, now I've got these great results from the Slenderize system, you know, £20 down, I feel amazing, just want to thank you. And by them tagging you in that, that's all their network's going to see. And I'm telling you, if you do that and get testimonials from your customers, you're going to get more customers. Okay, the price objection. You know, people used to say to me, oh, yeah, you know, you can go over there and you know, we've got the most advanced weight management system on the market today. I'm talking Ferrari high level. And someone else will say to me, hey, yeah, but there's someone over there, you know, you can get a tea and you go to the toilet more regular and it's 20, 30 quid. And that's fine, but you get what you pay for. And cheap prices attract cheap skates. So that's what you've got to remember in your head. If people are just looking for price and not quality, then there ain't much you can do. Then they're going to look elsewhere. If you want people, you've got to look them in the eye. And what you're talking is quality, lasting results. And that's where the difference is. To me, I say to people, hey, you know, you can get a bag from Primark or you can get a bag from Louis Vuitton. They look the same from a distance to the untrained eye, but the difference in quality is vast. And people know that, and you ladies know that. That's why you want to buy Louis Vuitton bags, and that's how you've got to talk in that sort of context. Put light bulbs on in people's minds, and you state words like high-end when describing. Hey, look, you know, I've got this high-end weight management system. Straight away, the light bulb goes on. This is high-end. You know, these are top-end stuff. So it's important. If you get to the point with price, if they start talking about that, basically you fail to articulate the value. That's something that you need to reflect on, because if they're always, you know, it's too pricey, then they've not really understand the value of it. For me, you know, a Slenderize system around £100, 28 days, a body transformation. And I don't talk about the system, I talk about what they want to be. If they want to be on that beach because they've told you that, and they want to be a lot lighter, they want to feel great about themselves, they want to be confident on that big day, I don't know, it's a friend's wedding, you know, abroad or something like that. If you talk about that, and, you know, ladies, they go and spend a couple of £100 on a dress and all the hair and the makeup, but actually, you've got to tap into their pain or their pleasure, what they want to avoid or what they want to be. If you do that well, then I'm telling you now, like £100 is not much. But when you don't do it well, if you don't articulate the value, then price, it really does become an issue. So you're selling an outcome, not a product. Remember that. You're selling a desired outcome, not a product. If it's skincare, they want to look younger. You know, if it's what the oils, one of the oils calm, they want to sleep better. You don't have to focus on the individual ingredients. They don't really care. If they don't sleep, they want to know how they can sleep. So you focus on the outcome. You're selling a solution. And if they believe that you have the solution, they'll pay for it. That's what happens, right? So I always say this, but it's true. You know, if a guy is going looking at a red sports car, a 50-year-old guy, you don't start talking about the brakes. You don't start talking about, hey, if you look at the steering wheel. If I'm the salesman, I say, hey, listen, mate, I lean and whisper in his ear and I say, look, chicks love this thing. Think about it. That's what he wants to hear, right? He didn't care about the other stuff. Why is he going buying that car? So you've got to understand the psychology of what people are looking for. If you understand that, and then you can show them how they can get it with our products. Stack the value and price becomes relevant. People are missing a trick here. They really are. It's just, hey, yeah, it's a Slenderize system. I'm like, it's it's the most advanced weight management system. It comes with a proven plan. And then I'll add 4 or 5 other bits. You're going to get mentorship from me. You're going to get this. We're going to put you into our support groups where there's support 24/7. And this big list of things. And I might even say something like, look, if all that was individual, it could be worth, you could put a value on it. You don't have to exaggerate it, but you could put value on it. That could be worth, I don't know, £600 with all that. but today, if you're ready to get going, I'm going to give it you for £100. Do you see how you stack the value that great that they almost feel stupid that they're not going to take you up on that huge reduction and the value that you're offering? Think about that. How can you stack the value? If you do it well, price becomes irrelevant. Use stories of buying cheap and that people can relate to. I always remember when I looked at a Hoover when I moved into my old flat for the first time, and I wanted a Dyson, but I couldn't. I was like, oh no, it's quite expensive. So I bought a Hoover that looked like a Dyson. But looks like a Dyson, you know, that might work. And I think it broke 3 times within the first couple of months. Now I've got a Dyson and it's never broke. Do you see that? Now, if I say that story to someone, it conjures up the image of value. You know, you buy cheap, you buy twice. So you've got to do that when you're talking about our products. Hey, look, you know, you can, all the things that you've been doing before that didn't work with weight loss, you can continue to go down that road, or you can invest in yourself now and buy this high-end weight management system, which is proven and getting phenomenal results. Do you see that? So it's the word in the psychology, and you can use stories to articulate that point. So the power of demonstration, some of you guys are doing this really well. You know, tell someone or show them, you know, if you've got Rejuvenex on you and people yawn, then, you know, throw 4 Rejuvenex in the mouth, you know, or whatever it is. That's a bit extreme, but keep that stuff on you. Say, hey, look, you know, in work, keep them on your desk. Say, anyone want coffee? You say, no, I've got my Rejuvenex. That's all you have to say. They're going to say, oh, what's that? Oh, it's like a healthy alternative. It's superfoods mixed with green coffee bean extracts. Coffee's only bad for you when it's roasted. And then you don't say anything else. And you say, oh, look, try 4 if you want. You know, and all of a sudden, the clever ways is that you can get these products in front of people. Same with Calm as well. Lots of you guys are great with the samples. Keep them on you. And, you know, of course, you can let people try these products. The same with Jove as well. Like, tell someone about the results. You can say, hey, look, I'll show you something. And you do half the face. Powerful, powerful law, the law of reciprocation. Think about this. How do you feel if someone buys you a drink? You feel compelled. You say, hey, I'll get the next round in. Unless you're John Parry, you avoid it all night. But that's the odd individual. But for most people, if someone buys you a drink, you feel like you owe them something. It's like an unwritten law, the law of reciprocation. Let me tell you something else as well. There was I've got the name of the charity, but there was in America, they were like these monks, and the collections were really low, and they do what everyone else was doing. They kind of stand outside in airports and all these big shopping centres, rattling the tins, and not many people were contributing to the charity. So they had a change, they had a shift in mentality. So we need to do something different. And all they did after that is they would hand roses out. They wouldn't ask for anything. If you walk past, they'd hand a rose out and say, have a great day. And what was happening? I think the donations went up by like 500%, because when someone does something for you, you feel compelled to give something back. Think about that. What can you do? You know, when people are intrigued, if they don't buy, don't just cut them off and go, oh, well, you didn't buy any products from me, delete, block. Or, you know, don't sulk. You can say, hey, look, I know it's not right for you right now, but look, I know you're serious about weight loss. So yeah, here's a couple of recipes that can help out. Here's a little bit of advice. And do you know what that's going to do? That's going to help you forge a relationship with someone. They're going to go, wow, do you know what? Even without buying any products from them, they give me some value. So what is it going to be like when I do go to them with, you know, some money and I do invest in myself? So learn to give free value. It's a great bridge for you to get more customers. You know, some people as well, if you've got some stuff lined up, if I give you a free sample where you complete this questionnaire for me, again, just learning to give without expectation in return is a powerful thing. Okay, so this kind of summarizing everything what's been on the call. If you are starting today, if you're not in your experience, you maybe, I don't know, you're looking for a little bit boost. If you do these things that I'm showing you now, all the people who are winning in RX right now, they are doing some of them, or at least in some cases, they're doing all of them. So if you want to know how to win, do what winners do. These are the things. So the biggest frustration I see is people who sell products who never use them. Because what's happening there, you're a salesman rather than a recommender. You know, we're in the recommendation industry. So you need to look people in the eye. So you have to invest in yourself. You know, what's your auto delivery on? Is it been on the same products from day one? You know, maybe you need to check, maybe you need to add more to your auto delivery. Maybe you need to experience more products so you can believe in them, and that when you look people in the eye, they can sense that. You have to use the products. Otherwise, how can you recommend them? Tip number one. Number two, hot network tech. Some people want to use this, some people don't. It's completely up to you. It's just a tool. It's a mechanism that's available for you guys. If you haven't used it, go and look in the Facebook group. It's available for you there. Put in the search bar, hot network text. If your team hasn't used it, then again, that's something you can duplicate with them. It's something that you can use with new people as well, just to give them a little bit of boost. Of course, in the first 28 days, it's now our aim to help people get to the highest business level possible, and these tips are conducive to supporting that. Samples. So again, you're letting people try these products before they purchase, because in your head, you know, you're saying, hey, you know, £60 for a bottle of this or £20 for a bottle of that. You know, if they haven't got the confidence you have to be willing to let them sample the products, and you have to let them sample a product that has impact. So a sample of Jove, a sample of Calm, you know, a sample of something that if they see it, if they experience it, it gives them the confidence to pay the full amount. There's loads of suggestions in the groups, and over the coming days and weeks, some of the presentations that have been done at the Super Saturdays, again, I'll repeat those because they're going to be uploaded to the app. And if you weren't at those trainings, you're going to see some of the things that people are doing and getting results. But samples is a big one. Referrals, I've just taught you how to get referrals. If you didn't already know, from the customers you've got, literally, if you're good at all this stuff, you just get a handful of customers and you can keep duplicating them. So every time you get a new customer, then you can get more referrals, you can get more testimonials, and you can literally, from a couple of customers, build a huge customer base if you do this stuff right. Feedback testimonial from existing customer, we covered that as well. In-home meeting. Carl Amery, recent promotions. I know this is going on, I think Karina's team as well. Those guys have had big promotions recently. And they're doing in-home meetings. People are doing online events and in-home meetings. They're getting our products in front of people, and if you do that, you get results. So again, success leaves clues. If you want the same results, I would suggest you do the same things. In-home meeting. Chris Lear as well, who was promoted recently as well. When we kind of give him a shout out and he got on the call for a little testimonial, he was at his own in-home meeting, does them every single week as well. So if you've not done that, link in with your people, say, hey, look, we taught this at the Sales Mastery. Were you at the Sales Mastery? You made a commitment to do an in-home meeting and you've still not done it. If so, you maybe need to reflect on yourself and say, hey, why am I procrastinating on this stuff? This stuff works. I'm just not working. Think about that for a second. An online event, again, Emma Jones and the likes, lots of people doing this really well. There's a presentation that was done at the Super Saturday. I'm going to, for those who haven't seen it, at some point this week, I'll let you know in the group, I'm going to record that to go in the app. So when I do, I'll put the link out and you guys can jump on it and watch it live. But online events are really big as well. I think if Chris is on the call, Chris Field, and he's doing them at the minute. Lots of people doing that and getting great results. So speak to those guys, find out what they're doing and do what they do. Here's the big thing. Don't do the leaky bucket. As we build now, you know, we build stable. If you want stability in your business, you find a customer and you keep a customer. I told you how to do that, right? All the little ways that you can connect with them, you can engage with them. And if you love them and care for them, they'll stay. You know, people, they get to the target weight at Weight Watchers, but they still keep going back. Why is that? It's because they feel part of something. There's a sense of community. They feel part of something that's bigger than them. So you've got to take that psychology into your business. You know, find a customer and cherish them, because you've seen at the slide at the beginning what a potential customer's worth. Customer groups. Also as well, that, oh, one sec, logged in from another device. No, I haven't. Okay, the customer groups equals your next recruits. So it's important to know that if you look after your customers in them groups, you'll start to see people being proactive. You'll start to see people coming to the fore, and then they're the people who are going to join the business because they already love it. They already love the products. They already love engaging, and then it's going to make sense for them to make money. Top customer tips. So there you go with that stuff. I think there's one more slide. There you go. A satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. Think about that. So all these different strategies that are rolling around, and people are the idea of the week, they go off track, try to do all these different things. What I've just taught you there are fundamentals on how to get customers, how to keep customers. And it's said there by Michael LaBeouf, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. And this is a slightly different context, but if you're new to the industry, if you're not new, I just wanted to finish on this slide. I finished on this slide on the Super Saturday, but I think it's relevant because you're going to go through it if you're going to be successful in business. So what happens when you join in network marketing, you join in out, you're going to get excited. You might get some results, or it might for a while, you might get some results for an extended period. And then at some point, just business, at some point, you know, there's peaks and there's troughs. Now, what people do is if it drops a little bit, the business, they get twitchy, and it's called the valley of death. And here's what happens. I always say it that 90% of people are not there within a year. Why? Because they don't understand business. If it drops a little bit, if they don't get the results they think they deserve, they quit. They quit, or they go to another company. They think, oh, you know, it's the company, it's the products. They don't reflect on themselves. Let me tell you, I've been in this valley of death so many times. Everyone who's successful, you see around these groups, all the top leaders, they're constantly peaks and troughs, but they understand it. So I'm saying to you, if it drops a little bit, if you don't get the results you want, relax. It's completely normal. What you do then is you get to work, you go back to the basics, you get some customers, you keep some customers, you duplicate in your team, and you fight for success, and then you build it a little bit more. And then if the next time it drops a little bit, it'll never drop to the same point. Does that make sense? So you'll continue to grow, it'll drop, it'll go up, it'll drop, it'll go up. But the answer is never jump to another company. And I'm saying this because hopefully you see Arix as your home, you see the value of the products, you see the bill of rights, you see the fact that we pay more than anyone else. All these other factors, if you know this to be true, then unless you go somewhere else and believe that stuff's better than this, then this is the right vehicle for you. And you just got to reflect on yourself and know that, hey, am I doing everything that I've been taught in these trainings? Am I executing the things that successful people are doing? And just don't take things too personally. People get too emotional when in the valley of death. We lost some good people in there, and it's just something to bear in mind. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just stop share. So for you guys who haven't seen that before, hopefully you got value from it. Like I said, that just wasn't threw together at the last minute. That's probably some of the best stuff from some of the top people like Brian Tracy, Daniel Tolson, some other things from top leaders that work and compiled together to give you a one-stop training on how to get customers, how to deal with a price objection, referrals, testimonials, how to keep customers. Everything you need is in this training. So hopefully now you guys have wrote that down, but more importantly, hopefully you go and execute that stuff. If you do, for those who decide to, I promise huge growth in your business. Listen, as always, huge respect. I hope you had a phenomenal weekend. See some of you guys in Manchester on Thursday. For everyone else, have a phenomenal week. Always a pleasure, and I'll chat to you soon.